have a good friend, Glenn. Her mum was unwell and her mother had never made a decision for Jesus. And so she asked us as a home group to pray for her mum. And so when she went up to see her, we gathered in the group and we texted through to her, and she said, "My mum's unconscious, please can you pray for her to regain consciousness so I can tell her about Jesus before she dies." So we sat in the group praying, and as we were praying I saw a vision of Glenn's mum, and she was in a silhouette form and she was just laying out on a bed. As she was lying there, Jesus came along and he poured out over her from a little glass vase what looked like liquid gold and different colours pouring down, and I knew it was the prayers of all the saints who'd prayed for Glenn's mum over her entire lifetime, all in condensed form, all being poured out just at that moment. And then Jesus reached down his hand, and out of the body of this woman on the bed arose a new woman. And she wasn't in silhouette, she was in full colour, and it was this young woman, and she reached up her hand to Jesus and he pulled her up. And I saw that from 3 different angles, this young woman rising out of the body of this old woman lying on the bed. About 10 minutes after that we got a text from Glenn saying, "Mum has just passed away," and she gave us the exact time that she'd passed away. And I realised that that had been exactly when I saw that vision. And it just hit me that I wasn't seeing a vision, I was seeing what actually happened. I was seeing Glenn's mum receive Jesus as her Lord and Saviour in her dying breath. And I was quite overcome as I realised that this woman was going to be there in heaven. I was even more overcome when Jesus whispered to me, "Yes, and I'm going to introduce her to Dwin," and Dwin was my husband. A year ago, my husband suddenly dropped dead, and it was unexpected and it was a shock. However, God provided an amazing place of healing for us. And I know too that he also stepped into the arms of Jesus. And there's no doubt in my mind that he's in heaven too. And it just hit me that he's in heaven, she's in heaven, and Jesus is going to introduce them to one another. Wow. And I sat there just with tears rolling down my face. Well, that wasn't the end of the story, because a week later Glenn had come back and we had the home group again, and after the home group we went up to one of the cafes to celebrate Glenn's birthday. And she was opening her presents and I was just sitting on an angle to her chatting to someone else, and out of the corner of my eye I saw her open this gift, and the gift was the exact vase that I had seen Jesus pouring onto her mum. And I was quite overcome, and I said, "Glenn, where did you get that from?" And she said, "Isabel gave it to me." And what do you know, but Isabel was my mother-in-law. And I just felt that God was really giving us something back, because we'd both lost someone really precious to us, and it was his way of giving back. And it was just, I guess for me, that the whole point of this story is that we're not to forget to pray for people, because we never know when someone may be taking their last breath, and those prayers get poured out just as they take that breath, and they have the opportunity to say yes to Jesus.